It's okay. Just close your eyes and reach out your hand.
I just hit the monitor.
What a way to open the show. Welcome to the show, guys. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monk. He's Jack. Jack, how the hell you doing, man? Say hi to the folks.
Hi, everybody. I exist. How are you?
I what's that song where I hurt myself just to see if I could feel?
Oh, Hurt. The good version by Johnny
Yeah.
Cash. Yeah.
I don't have to fucking do that. It just hurts. So I know that I'm real, I guess, and that I can feel things. Past that, I don't have much. I do have a couple of things I need to announce at the beginning of the show here, though, Jack.
Is it how awesome we are?
No, that goes without saying.
Oh.
You know,
Am I getting fired?
It's self-evident. No, of course not. Of course not.
Oh, okay.
No,
just checking.
Notes for the night's show. Guys, I am in an assload of pain. Don't want to talk about it, but it has made me what's the word I'm looking for? Grumpy. So if I snap at you tonight or anything, and I apologize for it, please understand I don't mean the apology at all, even a little bit. I'm only saying it to be nice.
No, just hold that against him forever because he is not going to apologize.
True. Two, we will talk about the Trump picks that went on yesterday, and we'll get to them. And just for the record, my opinion on some of those may upset y'all. I don't care. And number three, we're going to be watching some Brianna Wu when she was on Trigonometry, Jack. And yay. I will be referring to Brianna as she, not out of any sense of respect, but out of habit. And
because YouTube makes us.
No, it has nothing to even do with that. It is merely out of how I've always, like, if I knew Brianna as whatever Brianna was before they became Brianna, I'd probably say he. It's just out of habit, and if that upsets you, take it up with the HR department. By the way, they sent a memo because they knew I was going to say this, and they said, go fuck yourself. Hopefully that helps with any miscommunications there.
Oh, yes.
It's not an argument worth having.
Do we have an HR department?
We
do.
Lady
Monkey?
No, it's me, but don't tell anybody because it's confidential.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, because, they might get angry letters or something. I'm just saying. All right, so Jack, I wake up. Well, I didn't even sleep, so I got out of bed. I want to be completely honest with the audience here. And I come back to my computer, and I jump onto Twitter and answer a few things over there. Buck Angel today. I'm not meaning to pick on trans people today, but that's where we are. Got very upset because somebody said to him that trans isn't real. And he's like, how dare you say I'm not real? Like, that's not what they said. Buck Angel admits that he's a woman. Yeah. That he's biologically female. And somebody shot back like, he's as male as we are. Don't confuse biological reality with who they are. Like, what? Don't confuse I feel with I am. How about that? But I'm playing around on Twitter, and as I often do, Jack, I open up YouTube on the side to watch a few things.
You do like to do that.
I do it often. I multitask. And I see Trigonometry has on Brianna Wu. I was like, oh, this should be a shit show.
Well, yeah, generally.
But I was shocked. Brianna Wu made sense.
What?
Yeah. So I need to lay this out there. Brianna Wu and me are not friends. Brianna blocked me on Twitter a long time ago. It was either over me mocking them for being a dumbass feminist or mocking them for worrying about China going to the moon and throwing rocks at the earth to hurt us.
That one was my favorite, personally.
It is my favorite too, but I can't tell you which of the two is what got me blocked. But so there's no like, oh, Monkey's just a, no, I don't like Brianna Wu. Brianna is still a full-on lefty. But I only watched like the first 20. Well, how long? I can look at the little thing here and see maybe 15 minutes of it. And I'm like, no, I got to talk about this because making too much sense. And what they were talking about specifically, Jack, was why the Democrats lost the election.
Oh.
And unlike your mainstream media sources, Brianna doesn't blame it on, Black people or Latinos or anything other than, what really cost them the election, the left being the left. And so we're going to watch some of it. And if trigonometry hits us for this, I'll reach out to Constantine and be like, I'm sorry, could you take that away? There's two. I don't know if you ever watched trigonometry. Hang on one second here.
Brianna,
there we go. The guy on the right is Constantine something or other. I don't remember his last name. I'm a big fan of his. I've watched him grow over the years and get smarter and smarter as he's become less and less lefty.
Yeah, it usually happens.
Yeah, and then the fat little one on the right or on the left that looks like a lesbian, that's actually a dude. And he
Seriously?
is. Yeah, seriously, that's a dude.
Huh.
And not a trans man. That's a dude. I love these two because they have like the two accents that anytime, we put a British villain in something, they have that accent. Because you have two accents that we Americans think British people have. It's Constantine's, which is the I'm better than you sound, which he doesn't come off that way. He's not condescending, but it's just the sound. You guys sound like uppity assholes.
Yeah, it's kind of the.
Or the other one is what I call hillbilly British. It's not quite Cockney, but it's close. But anyway, we'll hear both of them. But they've talked to Brianna before. I think I watched that one. I watch a lot of their stuff. I really am fans of these guys. But the one on the left is more right, and the one on the right is the one on the right. The fat lesbian is more left than the skinny browner dude. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Check out their show. It is actually really good. Destiny has some kind of feud with him, I believe. Yeah, because Constantine is an actually intelligent, honest person, and Destiny is an intelligent liar. And yeah, I pay attention to that kind of stuff. Thank you so much, Comrade Kitty. So if I think, therefore I am, does that mean the left doesn't exist? Well, no. It'd be nice if you could just think them away, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you have to wish them to the cornfield, right?
What you got to do is shake job applications at them and they'll run away.
Oh, that's true enough.
Yeah. Can't stay, but I'll say this. I haven't forgotten what Brianna did in 2016. I think she's trying to distance herself from Fringe. She helped facilitate. Before we even go on with Brianna, I'm glad you brought that up because, yes, ideologically, Brianna is still in her 2016 self. Not to spoil it here, Jack. She just thinks that they've made mistakes in how they've been pushing it. Okay. But I saw Naomi Wolf today who said, I don't usually notice race, but I can't help but notice in commercials there's no white men.
You think? Where have you been for the last decade?
She was a third wave feminist. She helped kick off this intersectionality bullshit.
Yep.
Fuck her. She has switched to where she's now grifting towards the right. I didn't even know that until today. I haven't looked at Naomi
she's
forever.
Been doing that for a couple years now, slowly, incrementally getting more and more toward the right. She's almost center right now.
Yeah, but this is like Karl Marx going to Cuba and going, how the fuck did this happen? You started it, assholes. You're the reason this shit is where it is.
Well, that's the problem with the left is they never take responsibility for the consequences of their actions because they're always shocked when exactly what you said was going to happen happens. They're like, no, that's not what will happen. Don't
forget that SVU Law and Order episode, was partially based on Brianna's provably bullshit story.
Yep.
But no. The gamer guys just hate women, and those of us who think we're women, fuck them. Anyway,
they're all about leveling up. It's time to level up.
But it is funny to me that we've gotten to a point where Brianna fucking Wu can look at the left and go, y'all acting crazy.
Well, it's a strange time we live in, man.
If somebody's eating their own shit and looks at you and goes, you guys are kind of crazy, you have a problem. But anyway, let's get into the show. Constantine, please don't copyright strike me.
Don't be a pussy.
Or you fat little lesbian.
Come back to the show.
I really should learn his name. That is so rude. I'm using his clip and I'm being rude. I'm sorry, lesbian.
I'm not.
I should not be streaming in this mindset, Jack.
Oh, I absolutely think you should be. This is going to be hilarious.
Okay.
Such a good time. I had such a good time. I was so nervous about my hit with you guys last time. Everyone told me, don't do it. It's going to be hostile. And it was just a fantastic time. It was great.
I don't know what kind of friends she hangs out with. I've seen a little bit of contention on this show. But I actually got annoyed with them one time because they put up a clip from one of their shows where it's like contentious argument with the guest, and I watched it, and it's the most polite British argument you've ever seen.
Oh, that's British contention, though. It's like when the Japanese are about to have a confrontation. It's always like, you're a poopy head. Yeah. You're a poopy head who likes Naruto. Oh my god, that was almost a fight. Shut up.
It's like the people who are like, you can't go on Rogan. It'll be just too confrontational.
No,
when?
Fall asleep.
Joe Rogan has had one fight on his show, and it was a long time ago, and he disliked it so much he's never done it since.
Yeah,
he might push back a little bit, but he's very polite and understanding and like, all right, we disagree. Let's get high together. That's how don't go there. They'll be mean to you.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Anyway.
Great for my career. So thank you.
Does this not tell you about the left? Because clearly she's not hanging out with people on the right.
This is probably the furthest right show she's done ever.
And all of her friends are telling, don't go on there. They'll be mean to you. Based on the fuck what?
Well, at one time they got mildly contentious and somebody's chips got cold.
Constantine once talked like he was an uppity British dude.
Yeah, he once sounded mildly peeved. Oh, how scary.
For the record, I did not know Brianna was trans until like 2018. I just thought it was an ugly woman trying to look uglier.
Right? I thought that too until you told me that was a dude. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't know.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right.
There are some really ugly women with mustaches. I'm just saying.
They're really ugly people out there, right?
Yeah, there are hideous troglodytes out there. Between like the homunculus type and the like Hunchback of Notre Dame type. You got the whole gambit in there, and sometimes people are just really fugly.
Yeah, so
like the lesbian there.
It was always helpful that men and women, wore different clothing, because then you'd be like, oh, that's an ugly chick.
Yeah, now it's all confusing. Dude. I have to think that the one on the left here is a librarian that I once played Man of War against. Yeah, it's a knockoff of Warhammer Fantasy, but and I lost to, but was a hideous freak that smelled weird.
He's really not helping himself with the old lady sweater, is he?
He's really not. That cardigan, I'm telling you, that's a librarian somewhere. Whatever front they're putting up right now, that's a librarian.
Bro, be a man and go get a Mr. Rogers sweater. Come on now.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers was at least cool.
Yeah,
you just look like you're gonna tell me all about some boring shit I don't give a fuck about, and no one else does either.
You look like you're gonna beat your wife and nobody reported as domestic violence. That's a lesbian joke. All right, let's move on.
Very welcome.
I feel so bad about
beyond
that.
I think
he does seem like a nice enough guy. If you do watch this, lesbian, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. We'll never meet, so I don't give a fuck.
we're sitting here in a very interesting moment. You're someone who's very active in supporting the Democratic Party,
100%.
proactive within it, and we're sitting here.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
Harry Potter played by Ben Shapiro, isn't it?
Right? he doesn't he come off as like the most uppity British kind of thing you can be?
I feel like he's going to tell me about a laser that's going to melt people's faces off.
Oh man, we got 2 British villains and Brianna Wu. I bet they're planning to go to the moon and throw rocks at us.
Yeah, probably on a stolen rocket ship. Like, I'm sorry, we are dragging this out way too long. I'm sorry, it's distracting.
The guy on the right is actually Russian. Yes, he's lived in the UK for a long time, but he's Russian. Constantine's a Russian? That would make sense with his name.
Oh, yeah. Comrade Kitty confirmed it. Add some boobs. That's my local librarian on the left.
There you go.
That is what every local librarian looks like. This is a supervillain called the Librarian.
Retro, thank you. The only painkiller I can give you. I appreciate that, my friend. That's a lot of Motrin I can buy. So, and it is the only painkiller I take. So you help more than you realize.
Happened.
Well, what didn't happen is they didn't listen to any of the stuff we talked about last time, which was drop.
Okay, I just want to point out there, because I don't know if they said it properly or not, but when Brianna says what happened is they didn't listen to anything we talked about, she's not talking about voters or Republicans. She's talking about the left. Because in the last episode, they're like, yeah, this shit's going too far. Slowly been moving this way, and I imagine, by the time they have, white hair on their nuts, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I was wrong about everything. It's a slow process for some people, Jack.
I guess.
Getting wise takes some people a lot longer than others.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, what didn't happen is they didn't listen to any of the stuff we talked about last time, which was dropping this identity politics bullshit.
They're never doing that anymore.
I just want to point out,
now. It's ingrained.
Brianna Wu just said, drop identity politics bullshit.
Yeah, the queen of identity politics.
I didn't think I'd ever see that in my lifetime.
I mean, look, she's not wrong.
Nope.
But I think it's a little bit disingenuous.
I know. If you're looking at it from how you win, absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Does she think that stuff, that the underlying ideology of it should be changed? Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
No, they didn't take immigration seriously. We did what we do as Democrats, which is we try to be people pleaser.
Stop. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you tried to lock up your opponent. Fuck off. Threw a bunch of people in jail. Go fuck yourself. Oh, we were people pleasing. No, you weren't.
You're all garbage, Nazi, fascist shitheads.
Yeah, that's people pleasing? Sure. All the J6 defendants that you had to bend the laws to throw in jail, all the bullshit you threw at Trump. Fuck you.
What?
You get this kind of disingenuous commie shit all the time. Communists lie through their goddamn teeth because that's what gets them what they want.
Real quick, Bold Sign's birthday. Around here we do this. This is for you, Bold Sign, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bold Sign. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bold Sign. I hope you have a great one, even though you made me sing a happy song when I'm pissy and want to be pissy. How dare you? But I really do hope you have a great birthday. The Democrats really do believe this about themselves, though.
Of course they do. Everybody wants to think they're a good person.
And for a lot of people who support them, it is true. They think they're just, I don't want anybody to be upset, except for those fuckers over there, because they're not even really people.
They remind me of the embodiment of that lady that wore all the pink in the Harry Potter movie.
Oh, Umbridge.
Umbridge, yeah.
Yep.
Dolores Umbridge. Because they all think it's their good intentions that matter. I'm the righteous one because I am doing what's best for you. You just don't understand it yet. That's why I call you a Nazi fascist liar.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Because I'm trying to help you understand that you're a bad person, but I can help fix you. Ugh.
We're becoming what we hate. That's like the third Harry Potter reference in 4 shows.
Well, it works because these assholes used Harry Potter as a reference point, so now I know all the fucking references of Harry Potter. I can't unlearn that.
I'm just saying occasionally we should make fun of Twilight. That's all.
Oh, I'm on board with that. We do make fun of 50 Shades of Grey a lot.
And with those ones, I don't know them near as well as Harry Potter, so I can just make shit up.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Just remember Sparkly Boy, who is an obsessive stalker. Like, if you read the first book, which I did, sadly, because I worked at a bookstore, that dude is a stalker. That Edward guy, the vampire, he stalks her through the entire book. And he's restraining himself from biting her. Like, he wants to, like, suck her blood so bad because she's so perfect or whatever. So, and then when she gets beat up by another vampire, her excuse to her dad is she fell down those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like abusive relationship elements in that book that are just portrayed as positives. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, and it carried on with 50 Shades of Grey, which was fan fiction written about Twilight. Dear Christ, that's a real thing. And yeah, the relationship in that is it would make characters on soap operas blush.
Yeah.
Like, you're not really trying to pass this off as a loving relationship, are you?
Yeah, but they do. And they got that vacant staring girl, Kristen Stewart, to play her.
Yeah. And then they got Dakota Fanning to do the one in 50 Shades. Like,
yeah.
Did you guys put up an ad for mannequins and they showed up? You know, fuck it, put them in a movie?
Yeah, apparently. Like, we need somebody that cannot portray emotion at all. Do we have any autistic or psychopath people that can apply for this job?
For the record, the other day, for reasons I couldn't even remember if I wanted to, the movie Mannequin came up in my house.
Oh,
and
God, why?
I loved that movie. That movie was fun. But I haven't seen that since I was like 14. I had forgot it even existed.
It's probably better that way, because if you rewatch it, it's not very good. It's about a dude banging a mannequin.
Yeah, but the mannequin turns into a chick and she's hot. Much hotter than
then.
Yeah, back then. And now she's an old lady. I mean,
yeah, now she's all old and skanky.
Yeah. Anyway, we were watching Trigonometry. See, this is why you guys can't get us for copyright. You can't pretend that this has anything to do with your video.
Yeah, we are adding so much context to whatever it is we're talking about.
Yeah, it's
people are watching this show right now.
I know. There's almost 200 people listening to this shit. All right, let's move along.
We said nothing that was real. We appealed to the elites, and now our bed is made, and we're going to sleep in it for the next.
That part of it is brutally honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, brutally so, to the point of I was honestly shocked that those words came out of her mouth.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what I need. Internet problems to piss me off in the middle of this.
Well, you weren't angry enough, apparently.
Son of a fuck. All right, if it does it to us again, we'll go to the shittier internet, Jack.
Do you have Steam downloading?
No, Steam's not even on. I turned that shit off.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
You might have been doing something fun before this.
No, it's raining outside. Yeah, so we might have a few problems. We'll see what happens.
Next 4 years.
Do you think it is 4 years? Because my suspicion is if Donald Trump is even remotely effective in governing and delivering the things that the people of this country asked him to do, with such a landslide in terms of the electoral vote, the college, the House, Senate, everything.
Yeah.
Then I don't see why anybody would vote for the Democrats at the next election.
I can answer that for you, Constantine. Americans are the personification of good times make soft men.
Yeah.
And what usually happens is this happens in Michigan all the time. Democrats come in and they fuck everything up. And we're like, okay, bring in the adults to fix shit, and we hire a Republican for 8 years.
And then once everything's back to rolling, and right back out the door.
Yeah, because if you're not worried about the economy, right? So what the economy's fine, what becomes the number one issue? Well, it's no longer, hey, I can't afford groceries. It's democracy or abortion or something else stupid. So what happens, Constantine, if Trump is successful and delivers on everything he's promised or said he'd try to do, then what's going to happen in the next election is Democrats will come out and push some nonsense, and it's got a 50-50 chance of mattering. If Trump fixes everything, then you can start thinking about, but what about the trans kids? They don't feel safe. That becomes a much more important issue when the important issues have been taken care of.
Yeah.
But anyway,
until we get our stuff together, we have to give people a reason to vote for us.
That is absolutely true. The problem is what you're describing, because look, she's making sense, but again, it's the underlying shit is still nonsense. What Brianna is saying here is we got to give them a reason to vote for the things that we couldn't sell them in the packaging that it was in. We got to dress that shit up. She's not actually looking at the underlying issues like, hey, maybe don't tell kids to dress as the other sex because they were born in the wrong body. Might cause psychological damage.
What?
I know. So again, when I say Brianna Wu was right, it's in the politics side of it, not in the policy side. I just want to make sure I'm very crystal fucking clear on that. Call me, Brianna. We should set up a talk. I want to ask you in person about whether or not you think you can throw a rock from the moon. How long do you think it'd take Brianna to hang up on us if she was on the show?
5 minutes, probably less.
Somebody said to me on Facebook or on Twitter the other day, you don't pull your punches, do you? Like, I really don't know how. I used to have more
for that.
I used to have more tact. I'm almost 50. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, Constantine, I really.
Yeah, I'm gonna start farting and not even caring. I'll be like, what?
You don't do that? Fuck you.
See, this election is very straightforward. Oh, and I've had so many conversations with people. They don't like Trump, but they don't like the Democratic elitists more. Yep. They hate us more. They hate progressives more. They hate the people that announce their pronouns more. They hate the people that do land acknowledgments more. They hate the people that derail every single conversation into racial grievance more.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's like, holy shit, Brianna's making some sense.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous for her to be saying this because she's gonna get kicked out of the fun club of progressives.
Yeah. And slowly start that march towards a little more sanity.
Yeah.
Might even get a haircut and put on something that's not a blouse. I mean, men can wear blouses, but
they're pirates when they do that.
Yeah.
Or they're gay.
Yeah, we're gay pirates. Butt pirates, if you will. Such a cheap joke. Everything that was just said there is true. You have to realize that there are a lot of people who voted for Trump who hate him. They hate everything about him. They think he's too brash, or even that E. Jean Carroll was right. but they hate what the left is that much more. And we can see that, Jack, in the way that the House and Senate races went.
Yeah.
He won Michigan handily, yet Slotkin won as our Democratic senator. And she didn't have the advantage of being an incumbent or anything. It was a seat that was a retirement, so it was an open seat. So there's several 100,000 Michiganders who are like, fucking hate the things that Donald Trump is and represents, but I'm going to vote for him because don't hate him as much as I hate those fuckers. I'm not giving them the keys to ultimate power.
I mean, I get it.
So sick of that. And until the Democratic Party can like back away from the abyss and turn into something that normal people are going to vote for again. Yeah.
I can't help a little bit. Like that's Brianna pulling the ladder up behind her.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Trump and the Republicans will stay in power. That's just a fact.
No, it's not.
Brianna, you know, you
people were saying that shit in 1990, and 2 years later, we elected Bill Clinton for 2 terms.
Yeah.
What you were saying, and I was in agreement with you. And I think the reason is whatever you think about Trump,
is that not hillbilly British?
Kind of sounds that way. That serious pause game there makes him look like he's got Downs or something. But the voice doesn't match the weird lesbian librarian look.
It really doesn't. No.
It's kind of freaking me out a little.
That pause right there looks like he's going to make the Beetlejuice face from the first movie where his face stretches way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's authentic.
Yeah.
He is who he is, like it or lump it, as we say in the UK.
Yes.
I see the people doing land acknowledgements, my pronouns are Baba, and I see them as incredibly inauthentic.
100%. It's completely fake. There's a culture in the Democratic Party that I've had a front seat to. And this is how it works. Someone will go to a focus group and they will sit down and say, well, if you want to talk to Black people, here's how you do it. Use these words. You want to talk to women?
Or accents, as the case may be.
Yeah. Or
go use these words.
Sounding like a woman.
If you want to talk to Latinos, use these words. And what ends up coming is you're like a robot trying to go down the list and please every single member of the coalition. And the result of that is we don't say anything that feels real as Democrats.
No. It's not that you don't say anything that feels real. It's that you don't say anything that is real. It's all inauthentic. You just admitted that it was inauthentic, but got to dress that up as though it's still real. It just doesn't feel. No. Stop lying to people.
Yeah. You're just a fraud.
So until we can just like get that out of our head and start talking to working people like they are humans and not some dumb animal to be manipulated, the American people are going to reject us. And
yeah. This is the point, Jack, where I was like, I'm uncomfortable with this conversation because she's making too much sense.
Yeah, she's kind of saying the stuff they don't usually admit to.
Yeah. This is the most self-reflective person I have seen on the left about the election.
How weird is that?
Yeah. And again, as she pointed out, they already had a similar discussion to this before the election. So I can't say that. I mean, this is more of a confirmation of what she was saying then. It's not like she saw the election results and went, oh, we fucked up. She saw it coming. But still, it is the most introspective take we've seen. Because everybody else is like, it's those damn Latino black racists. P-Dog says, sounds like Anna. Doesn't it? It really does.
It's kind of amazing to watch some of these people have like that glimmer of an awakening, like that tiny bit of maybe we're the bad guys. Maybe we're doing something wrong.
Yeah. And again, for both of them, they still have that underlying liberal ideology, which I don't care if people have it. I'll argue with them and disagree with them. But if you're authentic about it, at least I can respect you. If you're honest about it, I can respect you for having an honest opinion. I don't respect most people on the left because most of them are lying, whether it's about abortion or common sense gun control. I saw that stupid shit today.
Yeah.
They always lie.
Of course they're disingenuous people.
Yeah. They give us the focus tested stuff. Don't call it a baby. Say you're killing the fetus. Because that polls better. Are we the baddies? Yeah, that fucking clip. I don't even know what show that's from. I've just seen that clip a lot on several people. I think Disparu uses it a lot.
Is that from Little Britain?
It might be. It's a British person dressed as a Nazi asking, "Are we the baddies?"
Yeah, Little Britain was a great fucking show.
Somebody in chat will know.
To be just really blunt with you, we don't seem to have learned any lessons when Trump won in 2016. I'm not sure we're going to learn any lessons this time around.
I disagree. There was a major lesson learned in 2016, and it was that you wanted to win, you should cheat.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's relevant to anything, Jack. I'm just saying seems like some people took that message.
Yeah, well, they often take the wrong message because they're like, well, we can't win, so.
It's from that Mitchell and Webb look. Okay. All right.
Do you think that is the...
Oddly enough, the guy who says that line kind of looks like the fat one, but without glasses. Oh, and I should be nice because this guy's lost a lot of weight. He's not really that fat. He's just wearing a really grandma sweater that makes him look fat.
Yeah, his sweater's not helping his cause.
Sorry, librarian, lesbian.
Power of ideology in that there seems to be a lot of Democrats who've imbibed this progressive ideology.
I think
they've been forced into it because they're not allowed to be lefties if they aren't. Ask Anna.
Yeah. Oh, real fast. Thank you, Okie Native. Is it incorrect to say that Anna being dicked down for the last 9 years by her husband is slowly curing her of her crazy?
No.
I don't think he's doing it right if it's taken that long.
Nope. What happened is the same thing that happens with so many. I've told the story before, but just real quick. She went out and was sexually assaulted, not raped or anything, just dude dry humping her. And she told the story and her audience yelled at her for being racist. And she's like, I never mentioned their race. Yeah. And they were white. And the pushback she got from that was an eye-opener for her because she was one of those people. She did that very same fucking shit to Dave Rubin.
Yeah, and that kid that had the Indian smirk at him.
Oh, yeah, the Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman, Nick Sandman.
It always takes it being turned on them for them to get it.
Yeah, it's sort of like Republicans are liberals that got mugged.
Yeah. Hi, baby. I love you. Oh. Jack says hi.
Hi, Jack.
Are you coming in? How you doing?
Hello, other people that are not Jack.
Lady Monkey just called y'all not Jack. It's official now.
Yep.
Oh.
That's a joke about people who come on the show. It's always Jack and not Jack.
Oh, okay.
Some assholes even call me not Jack. Just saying.
He's not Jack.
A monk. I don't need to be Jack.
Why are there two of you?
What? Okay, this is my control panel, and this is what the audience is seeing.
Okay.
So there's only one of me, but I see it twice because the audience is seeing that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought my worst nightmare came true.
He's replicating.
Just
shit.
Too much sexy?
Too much sexy.
You can say it a little more convincingly.
I haven't had enough coffee for that yet. Goodbye, people. I have to go brew some coffee.
I love you, baby.
Bye, Lady Monkey.
Did you sleep okay?
Yeah.
Good. Love you. Thank you, Understatement, who says, rah. That is not what he said. All right. Monkey, do you drink coffee? Hell no. I like my taste buds. That shit is nasty. It smells great, but it tastes like shit.
Yeah, it'll make you poop a lot too.
Yeah. It's like cherry flavored medicine. It smells really good. And they're like, what the fuck did you do to me?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it is that with the people that actually work in the Democratic Party, I also think there's a tremendous lack of willpower in our leadership class and our electeds. And they're, you see that.
I do have to disagree a little there. When the left says that there's a lack of willpower in their leaders, what they mean is they won't go out there and just make us communist. They won't take the Bernie bro route and be like, but at least you get the bread. They are plenty dedicated to causes. Look how they went after Trump.
Yeah.
They just don't have your priorities in mind because they're willing to do it slowly because most of them are old as shit and aren't going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
Is like, have y'all ever had a high level Democrat, member of Congress or the Senate come on your show?
No. We have invited them, by the way.
Why the hell would they say no to that?
You're a bunch of nobody British people.
Actually trigonometry's gotten pretty big. How in the hell are you guys making Brianna Wu seem reasonable? That's where we are in 2024.
That's where the Overton window has moved us, man.
If you told me in 2026 that this bitch was going to be making sense on YouTube, I'd be like, I need some of the drugs you're taking. Anyway, no, she wouldn't put me in pain right now anyway because I'm already in plenty.
They're so scared of going into these environments where the questions aren't very controlled and the conversation isn't on their terms. I've seen this firsthand.
We all did with
Yeah.
Kamala.
Yeah, she's the poster child for that.
But I mean, Brianna's not saying anything revolutionary here.
No.
This is shit we've all been saying for years.
Yep.
But at least Brianna's finally starting to catch on. I mean, it's a small start, Jack.
It's still a little bit of self-realization that is lacking in the party.
This is a hardcore third wave feminist dude who is making what just a few years ago be called insane Republican talking points.
Shit, a couple months ago would have been called Republican talking
Yeah.
point.
Still a leftist. You can be leftist and honest.
It's rare, but
yeah. It'd be really hard to do because people would shun you and throw garbage at you, but you can do it.
yeah, those people would be Antifa.
Or at the very least, don't lie all the time.
That it's just, we're completely missing this entire new generation of media.
No. That part is wrong. There are plenty of people out there. And we'll back that up just a second. There are plenty of leftists out there. Twitch is nothing but leftist political commentators. The closest you have to right in any meaningful way is Asmongold. And South Park Jesus is just not even right enough for me.
Yeah.
There are plenty of those places out there. The problem is that they are part of the same problem. You're out there in leftist media. You control all of TikTok. Control Facebook. This part is a cop-out. Now, what she's really saying, and she'll get to it in a second, I cut her off there, but that they should go on the right-wing podcast. I will say this. I think there's some that you could go on. Trigonometry would probably be considered right-wing these days. You could do Joe Rogan. You don't got to be a pussy about that. Probably shouldn't go on like Crowder because he'd be an asshole about it. You could even go on Ben Shapiro's show. Ben is so milquetoast about disagreement, it's almost funny.
Yeah.
He's so polite about telling you you're wrong, he's almost British. If he wasn't a little Jew, I would swear he was British. Just saying. Or Canadian.
Just we're completely missing this entire new generation of media. Donald Trump went on Aiden Ross. He said some spicy stuff, but Donald Trump showed up. He showed that constituency he cared what they had to say. And what happened with young white men? They voted for him overwhelmingly.
Not because he went on Aiden Ross. I mean, it might have shown that, hey, he's all right, worth voting for. My problem with Aiden Ross isn't the spicy stuff he said, Jack. It's that he's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Destiny had him convinced once that there was a Mayan Comp too.
Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah. The kid's an idiot.
Jewy Electroloo?
The kid is an idiot.
Yeah, well.
And he spends way too much time eating his own boogers on stream.
That's really gross.
It's really gross.
I think what she's missing here is that it's not that leftists are missing a generation, it's that their heavy-handedness is a turnoff. Nobody wants to be lectured, and they don't want to listen to somebody else being lectured. It's uncomfortable.
I think it's not just that the part that they're going after is the females. And while females do outnumber us, Jack, it's not by that much. It's not by enough that they should have the control over our culture that they do.
No, because they have such little brains.
Yeah. And you've now pissed off men enough to where we're like, fuck it, I'm going to vote too. See how you fucking like it. All right. Daddy's Belt says, it's not a she, you sexual perverts. I'd like to direct you to the beginning of the show.
We've got to have the guts to go into media environments that may not always be friendly to us.
But here's the problem with that, Brianna. You can't go into that environment if you're not authentic to who you are and if you're not honest.
Yes. And that is why they don't go on those shows.
Well, and they're going to set a bunch of bullshit standards, like you have to use pronouns, and I'm not going to do this unless you refer to me as Latinx.
Well,
and that's the type of bullshit nobody wants to deal with. It's a giant hassle.
Did you see the clip from Rogan about some of the one thing that he would say Kamala wanted to put conditions on?
No.
They weren't allowed to talk about marijuana.
Oh, God. She's still embarrassed about that?
You want to go on Rogan's show and not have the option of talking about marijuana, really?
I don't think he could stop himself. It's like him talking about the DMT elves or something.
He actually did go with it in the Trump one. I don't think he brought it up at all. But then him and Vance got into the deep woods. They went all the way into DMT.
Of course they did.
But one, the marijuana issue hasn't been an issue for Trump, and he's a famous teetotaler, so it's not like it would be a big topic. So
yeah, it'd be boring to talk to him about it. But if you talk to somebody on the left, they always want to control what's being said. Mm-hmm. They always have to have these ground rules and these weird standards, and you cannot violate them or they get pissy and storm off like little babies.
Look what happened with the Brett Baer interview.
Yeah.
That should not, even as controversial as people pretended it was, that should not have been a hard interview.
Well, look at that CNN clip we watched the other day with the one guy on the panel saying that calling somebody that was born a boy is a slur.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Okay? You are a child if you can't handle that. He threw such a little tantrum about it.
And
like,
then the host,
a baby bitch. Nobody wants to talk to people like that.
If you're going to be a baby bitch, that's fine. But did you see how the host reacted? Catered to the baby bitch?
Oh, yeah.
To the point where she's basically telling a black guy, stop being a bigot because you think biological boys are boys. I know you. I know your heart. I know you're not at all bigoted in any sense.
But please stop doing that because you're hurting his delicate little fifis. These people are fragile little Fabergé eggs.
Yes.
And that makes it impossible to have a conversation with them because they spaz out emotionally every time some minor infraction comes along. They cannot handle it. That's why they don't go on right-wing media, because they know that they're going to freak out at the first fucking chance and then storm off like, I can't believe it. Woe is me. Ugh.
Listening to the enemy whisper sweet nothings in your ears, how Satan gets a hold of you. You know, I'm an American. We're not really afraid of Satan. Everybody has, all across the world, you know, they have their demons in some form of what we would call Satan. And all of them have stories about how he beats you every time. Faust, all kinds of shit. Here in America, we're like, that bitch came down to Georgia and we kicked his ass with a
violin.
We ain't afraid of no devil around here. Fuck that guy.
You can dislike what Donald Trump says.
Yes.
But you know that that's what he believes.
Yes.
Right? So the problem, I think, the reason that people on the Democrat side, and this is the same with the left in the UK, are less willing to engage in this is that they're not actually being honest about what they believe. And in that case, if I was one of their advisors, I would definitely say to Kamala Harris, don't go on Rogan.
Yep, totally fair.
Because
I really do like Constantine. I'd love to talk to that guy.
I don't talk to dudes named Constantine. They're probably involved in some occult shit.
Probably, which just makes him cooler.
Yeah, but dangerous to be around because he's a target of like archdemons and shit.
One day I'm going to accidentally summon Moloch in my sleep. I'd like to at least know how you're supposed to do it.
You would think, but it's getting rid of him that's more important. The summoning part's easy. You just need some pig's blood, a human baby, and a bunch of fucking chalk. And maybe an ancient book bound in flesh written in blood. But it's the getting rid of part that always throws people off.
Yeah.
Real quickly, though. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Isn't Mein Kampf already the second part? The first part being the Communist Manifesto? Also, why do we translate the Communist Manifesto but not Mein Kampf? Is it because it sounds better than just My Struggle? Does Das Kommunistische Manifest sound bad? No, it's too hard to say. And My Struggle sounds too generic. They want it to kind of stand out. That's why.
Plus, there's a fun game of listening to all the different ways people say Mein Kampf.
Yeah, and they tend to fuck it up really bad. They make it sound like they're ordering noodles at a Chinese place half the time.
Main camp, please. All right.
He's going to ask you reasonable questions, and you're going to sound like an idiot because you can't answer them because you're not being honest.
Yep. That's 100% it. We've gotten so comfortable in progressive spaces with never having our ideas challenged.
Son of a bitch.
Wow, right on the nose on that one. That's why, right? That's so awesome.
All right, if you guys want to watch the rest of this, go over there and watch it on Trigonometry. I really do enjoy their show. And the progression I've seen happen politically on that show. They're going to still be too left-wing for some and probably way too right-wing for others, but it is a good show, Jack, if you've never tuned in. Other than two British villains there, it's a pretty good show.
British people are kind of a mixed bag sometimes. Listening to them have a talk show, it's going to have the same effect Rogan has on me. I'm going to fall asleep.
Their show that they did with Critical Drinker was really, really good. All right, let's talk about the fucking Donald Trump, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the UFO hearings in Congress.
I don't care about those. Somebody sent me a clip of it and asked me what I thought, and I'm like, actually, the clip that was sent to me, it looks like it was made on a Commodore 64. If it's real, then yeah, there's UFOs. Does that mean aliens? No. Just means it's something we haven't seen yet, and probably Chinese, and they'll probably use it to take over one day. On the screen is the nominee for AG. I get it, Trump. You're kind of trolling the media and rewarding people who've been loyal to you. But are you fucking serious? Oh, God. Look, he may turn out to be a great AG, Jack, except for he's not going to pass the nomination process. The Republicans won't let it happen.
I think that's the plan, though.
I think he's the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah. Yeah, they're putting him up. If he gets through, fine. If he doesn't, they got somebody else in the back pocket already.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it is kind of tradition that when you're nominating a bunch of people, you you put up a whole bunch of people that you actually believe in, and you put one person there that you're like, this fucker ain't going to get through. He's going to dominate the news cycle while all my other ones get passed.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's Matt Gaetz. The interesting part of this story to me, though, Jack, is Trump makes the announcement that he's asking Gaetz to be his AG, and Gaetz resigned his congressional seat.
Oh, that's might have want to waited on that one.
Either he's using this as his big exit from politics, like, it's a little hot in here, or he is really dumb.
A little from column A, a little from column B, probably. Maybe he'll get through. I don't know. Couple people seem to be supporting him, so he could be a recess appointment. You never know.
Even as a recess appointment, they've been through this in the Supreme Court. You technically can't really do much.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, man.
Trump did use a lot of recess appointments. What's the word I'm looking for here? Stretching them to the extreme. Let's put it that way. In his first term, I don't know if that's what's going to happen with Gaetz. It could, but I really do think he's just being put up as a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it if he gets in, though, because he could have picked a lot worse.
It's the AG. They actually are. They're the executive at the top. Most of the shit is done by the assistant AGs and the actual lawyers. Not that he's not an actual lawyer, that the practicing lawyers, because once you become AG, you're not actually going into the courtroom or anything. You're answering questions for the press and plotting against Trump. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What I will say about this appointment, though, is that I don't want to hear fuck about shit from Democrats who have been supporting the shit that's been going on for the last 4 years over this pick. I don't give a shit.
Oh, my God, right? Like Merrick Garland, really?
Yeah, your opinion on legal matters doesn't mean shit, because you were willing to use the Justice Department to go after a political enemy, and go fuck yourself for that.
Yep.
So I'm not a fan of this pick, but I don't want to hear any bitching either. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, like I said, it could have been worse. Maybe he'd do fine. I don't know. But he's not worse than Garland.
No, not at all. I did not bring up a picture for this next one. Let me hang on 1 second. I looked this up earlier today, strictly for research purposes. Why? What is this? What the fuck? There was an update on Chrome today, and I haven't turned off all the stupid shit they've turned on.
Oh, yeah, that drives me nuts.
Pissing me off.
Chrome sucks.
Oh, here's a good one. This is the one we'll use. Also today, Donald Trump said that this young lady would be the next director of national intelligence, which is a giant middle finger to Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
That is all this pick is. There's other places Tulsi would probably make a great pick. I don't know how she'll be with national intelligence, but this is strictly because Hillary Clinton called her a Russian asset.
Yeah. I think she'll be fine. She's got rank in the military. She's
Yeah.
got experience working in government, so probably be okay. If she's a problem, he'll just fire her.
Eagle says, I'm not so sure about that pick. What are you talking about? What part are you not liking?
Not the photograph, I think.
Did he mean with a K?
Maybe. I don't know. She's wearing too many clothes for me to really judge on this photo, so.
Why is her arm all black? Because there's clouds in the sky and she's Hawaiian and there's shadows, so she's gonna look darker. Again, this is another one. I think the national intelligence agencies need to be destroyed anyway.
Yeah.
They are used against the American people instead of in support of us.
Damn right.
And I don't think Tulsi can do it. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but I don't think she'd do a worse job than the people who are doing it now.
No, hopefully it'd be a better job, but I don't know. I have questions about her still. So she's not exactly a conservative.
Yep. But if she's willing to go like, all right, I am going to actually only use national intelligence to gather intelligence about our enemies, that's enough for me.
Yeah, but how many times has that turned into you're an enemy of the state now and you're on a no-fly list?
Yep. No, I get you.
And she was a lefty for a long time.
Not just a lefty, a Bernie bro.
Yeah, hanging out with commies, that's not I have trust issues.
Remember, the reason Hillary hates her is because she was the first person in Congress who backed Bernie.
Yeah.
In 2016. Dangerous, thank you. When the crazy Gamergate lady is making sense, the left may have done fucked up. Also, are you saying my copy of Mein Kampf 2, Mein Kampfer, might not be genuine? It's totally genuine. I would try to sell it to a museum.
Yes.
For a lot of money.
If you could complete the trilogy with my Comfist,
Yes.
you'll probably get a lot of money for that.
Okay, so we got Gates, we got Tulsi. I'm just going to leave her on the screen now. That is a really nice picture. Whoever took it, that is just very good use of light and everything.
Yeah, probably professional photographer.
Probably looks like shit in color. That's why people use black and white. It just looks better in pictures. Not in movies. Not in movies. But in pictures, it definitely looks better.
So much hatred for black and white.
Because it sucks. It belongs in still pictures.
It belongs to the museum.
Who else got appointed today?
Pete Hegseth.
That was yesterday, really.
Oh, yeah.
No, there was one more that I saw. Fuck, what's his name? I was watching an Australian lady, and I hadn't even realized it. Now I got to go over there and watch her again. Fuck it, we'll let her tell us.
It's probably Rita.
Who's Rita?
She's one of the commentators on like the only conservative show in Australia. I follow her on Twitter. Rita Pestel or something.
That might be it. I've never paid attention to her name.
That's because she has that enchanting accent.
Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, I got it. Apparently I didn't finish watching this whole thing. All right. I was a little thrown the first time I saw her because this is not what I picture when I picture Australians.
Yeah. You're like, why is this Indian lady talking with an accent? That's not Indian.
Right?
And now it's time for a special edition of Lefties Losing It.
Doesn't she sound like Sugar Tits?
She kind of does.
I mean, there is enough of a difference that I could tell them apart, but they really do. They could be like sisters and shit. Persian? Is that what she is? So she's got hairy arms? Is that what you're telling me?
Let's take a moment and marvel in awe at President-elect Donald Trump's top 5 selections so far for his cabinet and other high-ranking administration.
How's she look like that and name Rita?
Because she lives in Australia.
Shouldn't her name be something I gotta like do phlegm with?
I don't know. Is she Middle Easterner or Indian? Because that would make a difference in the inflection.
Positions. Coming in at number 5 is CIA Director John Ratcliffe. And
That's it, Ratcliffe for CIA Director. That's the one I was thinking of.
You forgot a guy whose name has rat in it.
I don't think much about Ratcliffe unless he comes across my feed for some reason.
That's fair.
I know he's a congressman, and I know him by sight, but there's so many Congress people, Jack, and they change a lot.
Yeah, they're all kind of douchey. So
yeah. We're gonna let this play.
This selection matters, folks. For more than a decade, we've seen these institutions become weaponized to attack conservatives, not just Donald Trump.
Sky News, don't
John
hit me.
Ratcliffe's performance in exposing and destroying former FBI Special Agent Peter Strzok was a thing of beauty.
The approximately 50,000 text messages that.
You know why I remember Ratcliffe now his picture's on screen?
Because he looks like Michael Scott.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he's like a slightly chubbier version of him.
He's more like season 1, season 2-ish Steve Carell. Yeah.
That I've seen with your personal beliefs like F Trump, stop Trump, impeach Trump. Go ahead and confirm on the record that none of that occurred on an official FBI device or on official FBI time. Go ahead and do that.
Sir, no, they did. Many of them did.
Oh, they did. Agent Strzok, are you starting?
That's enough. Yeah, a lot of the people that Trump has picked so far, they have some really great moments out there, Jack. Some clippable moments like that one. Or I watched one earlier on Forbes. They put out every time Matt Gaetz has questioned Merrick Garland. And it was funny as shit. I think it's like a half-hour long video or something like that. Anyway, what do you think of this pick?
I don't know enough about him, honestly. Again, it could be okay. What's his new job now?
CIA director?
Oh, CIA director? I don't know. Fire everybody there.
Rita was born in Arkansas. I need that timeline explained.
Yeah, I need to know why she doesn't have just a tinge of Southern in there, because that would be hilarious.
Born in Arkansas, clearly of Middle Eastern descent somewhere, or maybe Pakistan and Indian area. In Australia with a thick Australian accent. All right, sure. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care where she's from. I just find things like that interesting. I don't like the Radcliffe pick, and not for why you guys might think. I don't have a big personal problem with him. I just think the CIA needs dismantled.
Yeah, maybe he could clean house there, but no, we need to start over with that.
Unless his only task from the president is shut it down, and he does, then I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I have a theory, Jack. I think Trump right now is just flooding all of these because he doesn't have to announce all these right now.
That's true.
He's got 2 months. And I think he's just flooding it all at once so the media can't zero in on any one of them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they've been trying. I mean, the number of people in the press who about, what's his name? Seth guy. What? Fuck. I'm never going to remember his name. Secretary of Defense. Jeff something you said a minute ago.
Pete Hegseth.
Pete, that's it. Hegseth. The name Pete has been ruined for me. I just see South Bend now. Whatever. The number of people are talking about Pete and not Buttigieg, Hegseth, and refuse to mention that he, is a decorated military officer who served in combat and, in fact, volunteered for combat.
It has 2 Bronze Stars.
2 Bronze Stars. They're like,
is all about the military. He was career military, 2 Bronze Stars, tons of awards. The guy eats and breathes this shit. You've got to be kidding me.
And all they can talk about is Fox Weekend host. Yeah, I saw somebody pointing out that currently there's a former 4-star general in charge, talking about Floyd Austin, who is a fucking retard.
Yeah, Lloyd Austin's a douche.
He may have been a 4-star general, but that don't mean shit to me. I care about how he did as defense secretary, and motherfucker went AWOL. He used to shoot people for doing that in the actual military, Jack.
Yep. But it's okay when he does it.
He didn't even get a slap on the hand for. And this is the guy who is the president's right-hand man over all of defense.
Yep.
Can I say we should go back to calling it the Department of War?
I think we should, yeah.
I mean, that's what it's for.
Sounds cooler too.
It does. But like everything else, we had to pussyfy it. Evolved Potato, thank you. I know much time off your Congress gets. I know much time off your Congress gets. So I'm guessing the confirmation hearing would be around mid-2025. Well, no. I'll explain in a minute. And the Florida governorship is open the next year. If he got lucky, he could only be off the news cycle a couple of months before announcing. You're talking about Gates? Gates, I don't think. What's that?
Or DeSantis.
Well, DeSantis can't run again down there, so he's term limited out.
Unless he quits being governor to take Gates' seat.
I mean, he could do that. I mean, he was a congressman before. But as far as confirmation hearings, they do get a lot of time off. But after the Christmas holiday, they will, I think they come back just before the votes get tallied all up.
Yeah, isn't the new Congress start January 5th?
Is it the 5th or the 10th? I don't remember.
I don't know. I know it's at least a week or so before the inauguration.
Yeah, and then the inauguration on the 20th, and then basically in February they get back to work. And they'll have several days off in between there, and then they basically take the summer off. And anytime somebody gets a hemorrhoid, which for them is a lot. But the confirmation hearings will start almost immediately. They've already picked Thune as the Senate leader, so there's not going to be a prolonged fight there.
Yeah, what a douche.
Yeah, it's the Senate.
Yeah, he's another McConnell, though.
But, I mean, if Trump's agenda isn't passed, if Trump can point to things and say it's because this guy didn't let it happen, they can replace him pretty easy in 2 years.
Hopefully.
Dangerous Spaces, thank you. Guess whose birthday was November 13th when Gates was announced? Merrick Garland. Rita has Iranian parents, born in the U.S., moved to Iran at 3, and then Australia at 8 as a refugee. She's pretty awesome. Oh, I like her. I watch her a lot. She makes me laugh. And y'all know
I follow her on Twitter. She seems really cool.
You know how I feel about people who make me laugh. Worse than McConnell? We'll see. I mean, he's been number 2 or 3 in the Senate for a while now, so he's been a lapdog, but he might just be playing the game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he was a better choice than Cornyn, but not by much.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about it yet. We'll see what happens. I'm not expecting much from the Republican Congress anyway, if I'm being honest.
No, they're going to fuck around and get nothing done because they don't like winning.
These are the assholes who didn't give Trump funding for the wall the first time.
Yeah, and they are a bunch of spineless cowards who don't like doing anything because they don't like being criticized.
You see that crazy bitch who was like, I heard from I'm going to bring that post up. I heard from a senator that Elon Musk, because Trump took Elon Musk to the congressional meeting today. That was fucking awesome. He took him to the House conference meeting. And some senator went running to a Rolling Stone reporter and said that they had heard that Elon said he would primary anybody, any House member who didn't go along with Trump's agenda. And
personally, he's gonna run against them, or
I just fund it, I guess.
Who cares?
She then goes on, like, you said you were going to be all transparent with this Doge thing. How about some transparency here? And my question to her was, who's your source? You believe in transparency? You believe in transparency so much. Where's your source? Which, by the way, somebody told me it only makes sense to protect him because Elon called that one guy a pedo. And I'm like, oh no, Elon might call him a name.
Oh no, mean words on the internet. Time to hide.
This is the shit that pisses me off so much about the press, though. There is no reason to keep secret the name of the senator who said they heard this. It's not like a national secret. I know I gotta protect my source who said that Elon's a douche. But even more importantly, there's literally nothing wrong with Elon saying he's going to primary people who aren't on board with Trump's agenda.
He's a citizen. He's allowed to support whatever candidate he wants.
Yes, he is. And he's even allowed to go, if you do not do what I want, I'm going to get in somebody who will.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
I mean, it's literally how AOC got theirs, because Fat Boy and the gay one that's married to Crystal Ball got pissed off that the Democrats weren't doing what we want. So we're making our own party, just as Democrats. That's how we got Ilhan and AOC.
It's only okay when they do it, though.
Because a twink in a beard and a fat horse fucker were like, I'm going to primary you. I don't remember the folks at Rolling Stone losing their shit about it. I am looking for the post. I can't find it, and I'm not really that interested, other than to laugh at them for that shit. He said he's going to primary him. So,
where?
Who gives a fuck? Congress is sworn in on the 3rd. Thank you, Monk. Thank you for looking that up for us. Or if you already knew it, thank you for informing us.
That reminds me of something. I went to the comic shop today.
Yeah.
Because I'm a nerd. And
Sure.
I actually overheard a conversation between one of the guys that works there and one of the customers. And they actually had the balls to say, the customer said, I don't like Trump because I wasn't paying close attention to that point. And then I'm like, it's one of them guys. And then during the conversation, one of them says, I think he stole the election using Starlink.
Oh, fuck me.
I was like, oh my God, people really do believe that shit.
Oh, yeah. The chick who made that video was dead serious. Because Linux can only take in one kind of information at a time, you guys.
Oh my God. I really thought that was a 4chan troll.
Nope. There are really idiots who believe this shit.
I just was shocked because, they're both in agreement. Like, oh yeah, I think that's a possibility. Oh, fuck off, you babies. No, you're all about election denying now, but these are the same type of people that were bitching about it previously. I was just shocked to actually hear that conversation. And they're both like glancing over at me like, right. And I'm like, whatever.
Kingslayer Damocles, thank you. Honestly, Thune was the best on Second Amendment out of all of them. Cornyn pushed the Biden Second Amendment or anti-Second Amendment bill, and Rick Scott is openly red flag laws. I saw his take on red flag laws, and I haven't actually read the law that was signed. But his take on the red flag laws is if somebody is threatening themselves or somebody else, and a judge agrees that they are a threat, then it can be taken away in the short term. And I mean, you do have due process there, and you're talking about people threatening. Now, I hope you get hit by a bus is not threatening somebody with a gun, and I don't trust our government enough for it, but his take isn't unreasonable. He's not one of these people who's like, that guy looked at his wife mean, he should never own a gun. I don't agree with him on it, but I get where he's coming from, and I don't think it's that insane. I think it's a little too trusting of the government. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, absolutely too trusting. But I think they
Yeah.
all look kind of smelly, and I don't trust people that look like they smell.
Yeah. All right, we got to talk about Rachel Ziegler because this bitch just won't go away. You're not a very good actress, and you ruined Snow White, and we all know that, and it hasn't even hit theaters yet.
Oh, is this the less attractive Snow White chick?
Yeah, the one with the mouth that starts at her earlobes.
Yeah, and it always makes these quirky faces like she's doing a Kevin Smith impersonation.
Yeah.
Ugh,
It is
obnoxious.
disturbing watching her talk.
Yeah, and why is she considered to be the fairest one of them all when the movie has Gal Gadot in it?
Yeah, that's something many folks had pointed that out, and I never thought about it until I forget who I was watching and said it. Gal Gadot is objectively prettier than she is.
Oh, hands down, yeah. I mean,
she'd never have a reason to become jealous of Snow White and try to kill her because the mirror would always go, "You, duh."
yeah. Maybe the mayor's like, this is the most obnoxious bitch in the land. It's time we remove that.
But
she's
anyway,
prettier than you. Get her, boss.
I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hatred, leaning us towards a world I do not want to live in. Feel like if I address that line at all, we could get in real trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe move to Canada. They can help you with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Leaning us towards a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. Leaning us towards a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't want.
This bitch has a kid?
I don't know if she has a kid or she's talking hypothetically. But I want to read that part again. Leaning us towards a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't want.
How do you know she doesn't want the baby?
Yeah, you're already killing off your hypothetical grandchild.
Yeah.
You're a good person.
Yeah, you're one of the good guys, baby killer. Also, is somebody going to forcibly impregnate this woman or?
Well, did you notice it wasn't my daughter raped or my daughter could die from, it was doesn't want.
Yeah, it's unwanted child that she was so reckless with her vagina that she just made a baby and didn't even think about it and now doesn't give a fuck about consequences. Maybe your daughter's like an immature piece of shit that shouldn't have sex yet.
This is the most honest, accidental statement I've seen from a pro-abortion person. What if she doesn't want the baby? She should be able to kill it. I mean, I respect it a little bit for being more honest than most. She didn't try pretending she supports abortion for the 0.5% of abortions that happen. I mean, there's a little something there at least.
One of the best things that social media has done is expose to the world how fucking dumb Hollywood people are.
Back to this, leaning us towards a world that is fearful.
Oh,
let's see. I shouldn't be this shocked, but I am. I am heartbroken. Why don't you use capital letters? Sorry. I am heartbroken for my friends who awoke fear this morning, and I am here with you to cry, to yell, to hug, to wax poetic. Yeah, that'll solve something.
That sounds annoying.
On how the left continues to fail us in forging a new path forward. This loss should not have been, and it certainly should not have been by so many votes. You don't believe in democracy, huh?
No.
Right.
Apparently not.
I echo Ethel Kane's statement more than anything. May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace. Hey, Secret Service, you might want to look into Rachel.
Yeah. Man, she is just making this movie more unmarketable. They might as well shelve this turd now and just accept the loss because this movie is going to get nobody watching it with this kind of crap.
This is a woman who's already pissed off the audience by saying the original movie was shit.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing, but it's what she said.
Yeah. They altered the story. They got rid of Prince Charming, who apparently has 5 minutes of screen time now. And she don't need no man. And they have 7 magical creatures instead of dwarves.
I find myself speechless. That was the first sentence of a written statement, Rachel. I've used it in written text before, but it's usually because I am actually speechless at the moment. But typically, I don't go on a long rant.
Yeah, especially one that like has implied violence to it.
Yeah, because usually I'm just like I don't even fucking know what to say to that, and that's usually enough to get the point across. But I'm smarter than she is.
Yeah, she's really dumb. And this bitch, whoever her publicist is, probably cries themselves to sleep every night.
I wasn't even planning on doing a show, so it's even more scattered than usual. We're jumping back to Trump's picks because the left was having a heavy flow day over this video. This is what's his name again? Pete
Hegseth.
Hegseth. All right,
It's on
you're
the
Pete
screen.
Smith. You're Pete Smith from now on, Bucker. Get a real last name. The
Right
fuck is a
there.
Hegseth? What the hell did your great granddaughter or great grandpa do? I know what Tim Hookers did. I know what John Carpenter's did. What did Pete Hegseth the first do? Get a real last name. Anyway, this was just 5 days ago. This is before he's announced as the Secretary of Defense.
I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more complicated. We've all served with women and they're great. It just, our institutions don't have to incentivize that in places where not traditionally, over human history, men in those positions are more capable.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with anything you just said there. I know women want to go fight. Let them. Nah, fuck that. I don't want men getting killed because we have women there that are holding them back.
Yeah, because men will typically go out of their way to try and protect women just instinctually.
Says the guy called Monkey. Notice you can pronounce it though. You can remember it. Just saying. Can't remember Pete Smith's name here.
Well, you can't.
Because it's not a real last name.
It is Norwegian. And apparently...
Are you trying to make me hate it more?
No, it's from the Old Norse of Helgaster. The name is probably derived from Hiligar, which means holy or sacred. And in some cases, it can be split into things like flat stone or flat mountain and farmstead or dwelling. So there you go.
So his grandpa was a flat mountain?
No, his grandfather was probably a farmer who worked in a sacred land.
Sure. If he can't fly with a hammer, I don't care about his Norse nonsense.
Right.
He's Pete Smith. That's just how it's going to be. But yeah, what he says here, just logistically, can you imagine the Battle of the Bulge with women in the foxholes?
Well, I mean, there'd be bleeding for no reason.
There'd be a lot of bleeding with no injuries.
A lot of people humping. Like, it's scary. Let's bang. Foxhole babies would be a real thing.
Oh, look at the time. I'm stopped at 4 seconds of a 22-second video. That's how vain I am.
Well, you are a legend at EFAP.
Finding the numbers 422. You know what I've noticed? Because I've told you I've been watching a lot of like murder porn and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of really bad shit happens on my birthday. It is amazing how many times they're like, and then on April 22nd, 1983, tragedy struck. I'm like, fuck. I'm starting to get a complex.
I kind of get that feeling when they're like, and this murder happened in Green, Ohio. I'm like, oh, fuck, stop happening here.
Pete Smith's nomination is Trump's calling card towards U.S. enemies, including those in the Middle East. I bet Abrahamic Accords will be back on the menu instantly. I have a feeling that Trump is already taking care of problems that they're never going to give him credit for anyway. So monkey is the omen. I mean, it makes sense, right? With the way I go to sleep, it only makes sense that my birthday is a day of death. But in fairness,
to kill people.
In fairness, I blame it on Earth Day.
Yeah. I also blame Earth Works for why we have so many serial killers. Fucking Indian curses, man.
You go and watch all these shows, you'll see none of these happened before Earth Day became a thing. I'm not saying it's causation, but it's causation.
There's definitely some sort of linkage there. I'll give you that if it helps end Earth Day.
Was Monkey born on? No, I was born on April 22nd of 75. I'm an old man.
No, there's a 666 joke there.
Oh, I get it. I was gonna say, how have you listened to the show or this long, Tailvin, and not heard me talk about my birthday ridiculously so?
I know your birthday better than most of my family.
See? I'm so conceited. I need everybody to celebrate my birthday and your own. Do your own too. You know, if you got extra time.
If you got extra time.
Just saying. All right.
Like, share, subscribe. Seemed like a good time for that.
I want to put this, and I do want your opinion on what I said here, Jack, because I wasn't kidding. Somebody said this needs to be put in every stores, and it's a condom display, and there's a PSA that they've attached to it, and it says, "A baby is never a surprise or mistake. You had sex without a condom. What did you expect? A plasma TV?" And
nice.
Well, that's great in that it's in a condom aisle, but people going to the condom aisle that are going to see the sign are obviously there to buy condoms, or at least most of them, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Don't you think this sign would do much better in, say, the makeup department?
Is there a skank department?
The makeup department. That's what I said.
Yeah. I mean, makeup or like the birth, the pregnancy tests, or even with the plasma TVs. Because if I banged a chick and it was so good she bought me a plasma TV, I mean, I'd feel a little rewarded by that. Not gonna lie.
I just feel like there's a lot of places that this could get put that would be better than on the condoms. I mean,
yeah, like maybe out in front of Planned Parenthood, or the park or the graveyard at night.
Thank you so much, Full Metal Joker. They should have one set of very strict guidelines. If you're able to meet or even better surpass them, then you should be allowed to join no matter the gender. The two different fitness standards only do nothing but weaken our military. Yeah, and I'm all for that as long as we're keeping the standards up, because what they did instead was lower standards for men.
Yeah.
And you did say high standard, and that's great. And we should go back to the standards we used to have. But even then, I don't think women should be in the combat role.
No, support roles.
I mean, just as men, it's a natural instinct to protect the women, and you're going to get people killed needlessly.
Plus, if the women get captured, going to get tortured and raped a lot.
Yep. Don't worry. Nobody would ever do that, Jack. Rape and pillage is only a saying. It's not a real thing. Anyway, yeah, I get it. Higher standards, but I even with higher standards, even if you find some chick who can actually run Kurahi, right? Dropping her behind enemy lines is fine. But again, what happens when you get to the Ardennes forest and you're there for a month? I don't know if you guys know this, but women who would be the fighting age tend to have a monthly thing. A visitor, if you will.
Oh,
an ant of the flowy variety.
What?
I mean, we can't be equality on everything. There's times when we have to go, no, that's for girls. No, that's for boys. We just need to do that for common fucking sense.
I think it would change if we instituted the draft for women. Then women would really push back against that shit.
But they would want to get rid of the draft. It's exactly what we saw happen when they tried doing it not long ago, but they still want to be in combat. They still want women who want to be in combat roles to go to combat roles.
I don't know why any woman would want to be in combat.
To prove they're as good as the men's. Anyway. So yeah, there's more than just, the physical requirements that come with that. I mean, you are talking about extra just supplies that you're going to have. Unless you're going to have them free bleeding down their fatigues.
Well, as hot as that sounds.
Right? All right. What else do we have here?
Monkey, where's the clitoris? Mr. D-Ball Money asked.
It's at the top of the canoe.
Yeah.
Ask your mom to show her. I pointed it out to her. Is that wrong?
Yeah, it might have been a bit overboard.
Again, see my opening statement. All right. We have to watch this. That is a fucked up pause face. Wow.
Yeah. I feel like he just saw some French fries and he's super excited.
Oh God. This was a video going.
White teeth. Look at that.
Yeah, he really does. This was going around a couple of days ago or earlier yesterday. I don't remember when I first saw it, but we didn't talk about it. It was before our last show, but we didn't talk about it because, I was just going to let it go. And then I saw somebody reply to it, and I have to talk about their reply. So before we get to that, we have to watch what Trump said.
Getting their money's worth. Furthermore, I will direct the Department of Justice to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination.
Do it.
And schools that persist in explicit, unlawful discrimination under the guise of equity will not only have their endowments taxed, but through budget reconciliation, I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment. A portion of the seized funds will then be used as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so bad.
That's enough, because that's what we needed to hear. And I support him in every bit of that.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that noise? That boing noise? That was 1,000 Asians splooging their shorts because they're about to get paid.
They're not big enough to boing. They just get a bowl. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, Asians. I'm not your genetic maker. Zion here says Trump is about to pay reparations to white people. This is what they were calling it, reparations, who have suffered racial discrimination due to diversity initiatives in higher education. This is exactly why ideas such as black people can be racist towards white have to be shut down. They're about to institutionalize that.
Well, racism's racism, buddy. Fuck off.
Then he goes on to say, I don't think people understand the game the far right is playing with black people right now. We should play dominoes. They completely undermine the philosophies that say black people are due any redress for slavery and Jim Crow, etc., yet they plan to redress white people for non-existent injury.
Oh, fuck off. This is that same bullshit we keep hearing from like Tariq Nasheed and Ibram X. Kendi. We can be racist because we've been oppressed for hundreds of years nonsense. Like, you've been paid back for slavery and all the opportunities that you've been handed for generations, all the welfare, and that little skirmish where 600,000 Americans died.
Yeah, for the record, especially when it comes to higher education, you already alluded to this, Jack. White people aren't the ones who are really getting fucked over. It's Asians.
Yeah.
It's Asians. The other white meat.
Yeah, the tighter white meat. I mean,
here's the thing, Zion. Zion, you're black. That's probably Zion. That's not right.
It's pronounced Carl.
Yeah, they're all silent. As a black man, you can get redress from your government if you suffer institutionalized racism. But it has to be you suffering it, not your great grandpappy.
Yeah.
He's talking about people who were actually wronged getting redress from that, as they should.
Yeah.
Just like if you were discriminated against going to college, you could do the same thing. What he's not saying is, okay, Ming over there, who wasn't allowed into college over racial shit, we're going to give his great-great-grandchild money for that.
Yeah, it's been too long, okay? And look, maybe some Chinese people are owed money for the railroad. They're not getting that either, okay? It was way too long ago. Everybody that was involved in that is dead. Their kin are dead. You're like 5 generations removed from it. Suck it up. Stop being a bitch. You never experienced actual oppression. You baby.
Yeah, but it's giving white people stuff. No, it's really not. In most cases of this, it's going to go to Asian people.
Yep.
Let's just be honest about it, Jack. Some white, sure, but mostly Asian. And I don't know what to tell you. If you believe in ending discrimination, I mean, this is one of the few ways that we legally have to do it, Jack. You can take these, and I love his thing. We're going to tax your endowment 100%. That was beautiful. Use taxes against them. I'm all right with that.
Real quick. Thank you, Evolve Patan. If the woman is good enough, maybe she could pilot a drone if there are no better men, or they could be in traditional places of women in the military, camp followers, otherwise known as prostitutes. No, we could let them be nurses and secretaries too.
Yeah, and nothing against women here. Just in general, the reason you'd want the man doing the drone flying is because we have quicker reflexes. You notice there's not like huge compilations of grandmas reaching out and saving children, but there's all the ones about dads and grandpas reaching over and grabbing kids right before tragedy strikes.
Yeah.
I love watching those. And I've been in that situation before. Just your reflex, gotcha. Now, moms had that reflex to smack you upside the head when I was a kid. That shit
they're good at that.
A ninja, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was always like meek and, not very confrontational. She'd get irritated, but then just report to dad. But man, you hand her a wooden spoon and it was like handing a fucking ninja anything. Ninja stars or a blade of any kind. It would turn into like this magical weapon +7 versus your butt.
Yep, Jackie Chan, man, make anything a weapon. God, I gotta wrap up. Will you talk for just a minute?
Yeah. What's up, chat? Have you seen it? Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, Snooch. She's pretty hot. Those North Koreans, man, they're a compact little bit of saucy. Plus, they already respect the dear leader, if you know what I'm saying. If universities were truly just about education, they'd have more classes of professors, supply and demand, instead of keeping supply low to keep degrees scarce. It's all about the money anymore.
Yeah, they just spread it around to all colleges. I mean, can you even point to something where you have respect for a degree anymore?
No. I mean, it's kind of hard to respect a lot of that crap because they're going through these joke classes that aren't going to teach. They're not learning anything.
Cool Frog, thank you for the raid, but I feel bad because I'm wrapping this up. And sorry, Ebony, you missed it all, sweetie.
Real quick before you do, thank you, Okie Native. Jack, Asians are white now. The Latinos are one more generation away from it, according to the crazies. That's probably true. Because they reject the welfare and being catered to as children, usually. Also, fuck the BIA. My family finally got control of our own property. Wow. Well, that blows. Yeah. Bureau of Indian Affairs should be shut down.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. There's going to be one pathetic closing. Thank you for the donations. Jack, anything you want to shell out?
I'm going to drop the link to Dark Sayings channel. He's back to doing some cool stuff. So check him out. I don't know if he has a Rumble channel, but he should get one and back his stuff up over there too. But that's about it. Thanks for the donations. You guys are awesome.
Jack, do you know anything about getting in trouble on Rumble, how it's handled?
I have no idea.
Okay,
Are we in trouble over there?
No, I was asked about it, and I was actually pleasantly surprised when I was asked, because I realized I've never gotten in trouble over there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
The only social media I've ever been on that I have not been at least slightly punished on.
Yeah.
If anybody does know, hit me up in my DMs if you know how it all works. Has anyone? Apparently, yes, Faithless. I'm not naming names or anything, but Jack, a pleasure as always, dude.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, take care of yourselves. We love you. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, mother. I wasn't really praying. I was trying to keep from screaming, fuck.